Ladies and gentlemen, this is your boy JMT. I'm back at you with another video, another live stream. This is the part two of the PS4 free for all gameplay. Hope you guys enjoyed part one of this series, and there'll be more of these in the near future. So, as you guys saw, yeah, I did WB2K14 free for all gameplay. So, hope you guys enjoy that video. It will be in the playlist very soon. Um, Once again, this is part two of PS4 free for all gameplay, just to let y'all guys know. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed the stream, and let's get on with the games. All right, so I know y'all see me did games yesterday that I was playing, and y'all see me play a whole bunch: Tekken 2, Dead Island 2, The Crew 2, Tekken 7, Mortal Kombat. We even did Fallout New Vegas. What we haven't did yet, we haven't do Killzone Shadowfall. We haven't done that yet. There's a couple other games that we haven't played during the first part of the free for all gameplay. So hope you guys are enjoying the stream. Let's get on with this. All right. So first we're going to play, and you guys can also request the game y'all would like to see me play. I don't have to just see me go through the ringer of these games here. So let me fix this camera. You guys got a better view. All right, fix it there. Let's play some Hitman. So once again, this has nothing to do with just one game. I'm playing all types of games on a stream. All right, so since I'm on Hitman, I'm going to continue where we left off yesterday when we did the part one of the free for all gameplay. So as y'all see, I'm going to continue at the level that we was on. So that's a just to let y'all guys know that. All right, where to go? We're going to side missions. I'm going to double check if I have saved the level from yesterday so we can continue where we left off. Hold up. Let me check. And yep, is this one. Yep, I found it. As you see right there, but I'm pointing. That's where we left off at. With all of this money, what would y'all do if y'all had money like this? Just a question for all y'all to figure out. Damn. Oh, got you. Stupid. So stupid. Why would you do that? What's going on, Hunter? What's going on, bro? Glad to see you on the live stream. How's everything going with you? It was a great live stream yesterday. I'm back. I'm back. Yeah, as you know, and I'm also from the hood. I mean, you could say that, but I'm not. I don't consider myself a hood person. But you know, everyone got some type of hood in them. But I don't carry myself like that. I may talk certain certain slangs, because I'm from New York. So people from New York, they have like some type of slang to them, because where they grew, where they grew up at and stuff like that. So that ain't nothing new. That's pretty much everywhere, you know. Oh shit! I was born to plays gangster and mafia. I really hate that type of shit. Gets tired. People pushing over you because they are big numbers. Yeah, I agree, man. You know, like my family wasn't hood. My family wasn't. Just that certain people I was around that acted a certain way. But my family wasn't really like that. We didn't take no mess from anyone, but we wasn't ghetto or anything like that. As you get old, as when you're like a kid or a teenager, you live in certain environments, and some things you inherit from certain people that you grew up with, or people that you knew. But I never really care about all that hood stuff. I never care about that stuff. I never really did. Even people that I chilled with, I used to look at them like, dang, this is what you got to do to act a certain way just to, have people like you. But that shit ain't what it really is. People used to say, oh, you sound white, and I am part white. I'm part Irish. So I embrace it. I embrace my suburban side. You know what I'm saying? Like, I blend in with people that's from out of state, out of New York, than people in New York, because I got relatives that's from the South. So I have, I got that city and country in me. What's good, JPB? It's all right, man. I'm still on stream. I'm still on stream, so I have to, restart the mission that I did because it was a lot of people coming after me in the mission. So, hey, I'm glad you guys are interacting with each other on the chat, and that's how it should be. And I recently gave y'all moderators, so that's good. Y'all chatting with each other, so that's how it should be on all streams. People interacting with one another, people talking. That's how it should be. I'm glad you guys are interacting and talking in the chat. You know, so I appreciate the love, not only to me but everybody else who has a blue wrench. Like minds. You know, great minds think alike is the old cliche. Yeah, guys. So for those, I'm playing Hitman 3. Like I said, this is a PS4 free for all gameplay, so I'm going to be playing all types of games, not just Hitman. Who's winning the final? I think I think Barcelona. I think I think Barca. If how you say it. That's just me, you know. Yeah, they are good. Barcelona's good. You know, I'm a sports person. You know, I mean, I played soccer games before. I think it was on the PSP a long time ago. Played on PSP. Shit. Damn. Hold up. Played PSP a long time ago. There you go. Come on, come on, come on. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. Reload, reload, reload. Come on, man. Come on. Sheesh. Oh, yo. The heck? Go. Yo, cover, cover, cover. Come on, reload, reload, reload. Come on, come on. There you go, there you go. Come on. Bingo. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Switch, switch. It's gracious. This is very intense. I'm trying to. Sheesh, man. And I have this the and I have this on casual. This is not on professional difficulty. This is on casual. I haven't played on master before. I don't think I'm gonna play on master. I think it's too intense. I played on professional. Professional is I would have been restarting a couple of times. But yeah. Uh J JPB. I will have to go with let Yamel. Do you in America? Okay, Hunter 89 said, "Do you in America also have problems with gypsies creating conflicts with others, like where in Europe that happens a lot, at least where I live?" I mean, I'm not sure. It probably does, but I mean that's the first time somebody asked me that because some things I don't pay mind to because some things people just just me personally, I don't, I try not look into none of that stuff on the media and all that, the stuff they be, 'cause sometimes they try to have you worried about things that's not really a big deal. And it's all just for the people to be worried, you know. That's just me. I try not to focus too much on what the media say because, even like it sucks where you at. You shouldn't have to go through that. It shouldn't be no type of conflict. It should be peace. That's what it should be. It should be peace. It should be love. It should be prosperity. But the world we in today is not like that. The world want to be chaotic, stupid, idiotic, dumb. Uh, they got no sense of self-respect, no dignity, no pride, no love, none of that. You know, but it's just everything in the world is so messed up. A lot of people are leaving I'm not trying to get too political, but a lot of people leaving the U.S. because they want to go live in a different country and everything. Listen, everywhere has issues and problems. People just because people travel to go to another country, they act like, oh, everything is so sweet. No, don't get it twisted. There's problems out there. I never been outside the U.S. I'm gonna be honest with you guys on stream. I've never traveled outside the U.S. I've never ever been out any other country. That's just a fun fact about me. But here's a fun fact about me. Some of y'all don't know. I have relatives who are immigrants. Believe it or not, I have relatives that I've never met that's no longer here. They were immigrants. This is long before I was even born. So I've had relatives that are immigrants who actually lived in different countries and before living in the U.S. Just a fun fact, you know. I didn't know that until I got older. So just a little background story on me and my lineage and my heritage a little bit. You know, I got family members that I never met in my life that was born outside the U.S. that are immigrants. I didn't know all this until I got older. You know, when you're a kid, you know, certain people don't tell you certain things. But as I got older, I was told, I was told. I'm like, wow. And it really blows your mind how a lot of people tell you things that they didn't tell you when you were a kid. You thought you're just this or that. And then when you get older, like a grandparent will tell you things or any relative will tell you things that you never knew. You'd be like, wow, I didn't know, and it blows your mind and it makes you be proud of your, certain things that you didn't know you had in your blood and your DNA and your lineage and your heritage and everything. So I find that to be, I like stuff like that. It's amazing. It's amazing to me. I'm quite sure you guys had relatives that tell y'all things that y'all didn't know about when y'all was kids, and y'all found out when y'all was older, like, oh wow, I didn't know I had such and such, or I had this, stuff like that. But Hunter 89 can't do nothing. People are arrogant and sometimes proud by their sins. I was like that sometimes. Look, everyone ain't perfect. Everyone ain't perfect, Hunter. Everybody ain't perfect. Everyone got their vices. Everyone got their issues. You know, all we can do is just learn from our mistakes, learn and just adapt to be better human beings. That's all we can do. A Bape feels a little better because it's more faster, but Yaml is more accurate, so I choose Yaml. Okay, cool. Cool. I figured you was gonna say Yaml, but do anybody are into any type of other sports? Do you guys like basketball? Do you guys are into like, I don't know, hockey or anything like that? I'm a sports person all around, so I like bowling, I like hockey, I like golf. All right, let's get back to the game. I'm gonna do my best to multitask and talk to you guys while I'm on stream, and I'm gonna do my best to pay attention to the chat. You got LeBron, so you're a LeBron fan, I see. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Well, one of my favorite basketball players is Kobe. One, what are you doing? Shoot him, man. Anyway, guys, this is your boy Jet. No, 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 I got Jordan Poole. Shit. He said, you got me. I know you guys heard that. I know, yo, move. What are you doing, man? Come on. Damn, that was intense. All right, like to try Hitman is selling. Which WWE superstar is your favorite? That's a good question, Hunter. I really want to answer your question. I really want to give you an answer, but that's a hard answer for me to. That's a hard question for me to answer. like a favorite. Now, if you want to talk about if you want to talk about decades, then I can do it like that. But if you talk about my favorite, like nah, I can't really say a favorite because now if you want to go by a decade, like what 90s, 2000s, 2010s, like we can do it like that. JP JPB said Hitman is selling. Hitman's a good game, bro. Hitman is a good game. It is. If you go on the PlayStation Store right now, they got Hitman HD because this is like I believe the PS3 era of Hitman. They got PS3. They got Hitman. There's a Hitman game they got right now for $60, and it blows my mind. Like even the add-ons for this one that I have, like Hitman 3, they got add-ons for like damn near $30, bro. It's like they even got another pack where you can get more levels. They got one for like damn near $100. I'm like, damn, bro. Like, but you're right, Hitman is selling because I just want them to make another Splinter Cell. For if you guys are familiar with Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell, I'm waiting for them to make another Splinter Cell, man. That's another reason why I got a PS3 as well, just to get the old Splinter Cell games. Like Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Double Agent, uh, even the trilogy they had for the PS3 back in the day. They had like the trilogy where you got all three, the first three Splinter Cell games. So, Hunter, you said if they ask the same question, it's also be hard. I like The Rock, Roman Reigns, Hulk Hogan. Okay, that's fair. You like Rock, Roman, and Hogan. That's not bad. Even though people don't really like Hogan because his controversial and his politic and all that, but he's still one of the goats. Whether people label him as a racist or anything like that, like my mother grew up a fan of Hulk Hogan. She used to cry. I'm gonna tell you a story. My mom used to cry when he used to get beat up by like from the heels, the bad guys. She used to like true story. My mom told me that one time. She said, "Oh, I used to cry when Hulk Hogan got beat up." I'm like, "Oh, really?" The heels would beat up on the baby face, so it was one of those type of things. But uh, the JPB said, he says, "Do you like a high flyer or a strong wrestler?" A little bit of both. I like high flyers. High flyers are cool. I mean, everyone likes the high flyers. Even the strong, your powerhouse, smash mouth in your face type of big guy wrestler with a little bit of agility, speed, power. So, a high flyer can be a strong wrestler as well. You got a lot of wrestlers that's really strong and was too big to do things. They was big to the point they did things they did what a cruiserweight was doing. I'm more Metal Gear Hunter. I'm more Metal Gear Solid. Game I played, Splinter Cell and PS2 was GOAT in that year. You have to try so but is that how you that's how you said try Sobator? I mean, I'm trying to pronounce it. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but I understand you said yeah, that name. Sobat. That's the name of it. Wow. I may have to look at that. Oh, it's a French name. Oh, okay. I'm like, wait a second. I'm like, I figured it looks foreign as well. Because how some people they'll text something and then, they trying to spell it the best way they can. But I didn't know so it's a French name. Okay, thank you for that correction, Hunter. Thank you, Hunter. I appreciate it. Thank you. The JPB said, well, like Shane McMahon, a fast wrestler with those hands, here comes the money. Oh, you're hilarious, bro. Uh, it's really hilarious. Sobatar. Subatar. I'm trying to pronounce it the best way I can. Sobatar. I'm gonna say it like that. I'm gonna have to look at that. What is that? What is that? A first person shooter, third person? I mean, what is it? It's an FPS or third person type of game. It's like what? It's similar to what? Hitman or Splinter Cell. That's what it's similar to. Just search YouTube. Mix Hitman, GTA, Assassin's Creed. Okay, I'm gonna check that out. So it has a little bit of so my guess has a little bit of stealth is the word I'm going to say. So it has a little bit of everything basically. Like has it? Like I've always been a fan of games like this because you have a stealth where you gotta move and kneel like this. You gotta hide, but also you gotta be in disguise. Speaking of disguise, let me be in the disguise again. So always been a fan of games like that. That's why I wish they made another Splinter Cell. We haven't had a Splinter Cell in a long time. He said in the stomach. Oof. Yeah, I had to get them because sometimes the AI in Hitman is very intense. They're very, very, very intense. I would have to say the AI is more intense in Hitman than in Splinter Cell. Splinter Cell, they give you little bit more leeway. With Hitman, once they catch you or detect you, they're gonna be on you. So but I'm waiting for them to make another Splinter Cell. Just imagine they make a new Splinter Cell. I think it'll do numbers. I remember it haven't haven't been one in a long time, so I think it'd be cool if they made another Splinter Cell. Mercenaries? Oh my God, I love playing that. I love Mercenaries. I love playing that game. I don't know. I played Mercenaries too. I don't know. For some reason I never cared for the second one. I never cared for it. I never cared for Mercenaries, the second one. The first one, I love the first one because it has the army military vibe to it. So you got your allies, you got your North Koreans, you got your South Koreans, and then you got the other team. They got like it's like they got a black flag and they got the skull and it's like something a pirate would use. I can't think of the name. Mercenary. Wait. I played both. Mercenaries 2 was less fun. First was more fun because they because I'm gonna tell you like this, Hunter. I'm gonna put it like this. The reason why the second one wasn't really what it was is because see what they did with the first one, like the stuff I think you wasn't able to do in the first one, they put it into the second. They pretty much improved it. But I feel like the first one is so much better. The first one is like military-ish. That's what made the game so fun because it's military-ish. It made, if you had friction with, for example, if you had friction with the North Korea, then the South Korea, if you have friction with North Korea, like if you did something to them, your trust meter will go down. Like they won't trust you. And a good thing about it, if you had your car, you can honk the horn, and all the guys that's allies to you, they will come in a car with you, and they'll help you in the battlefield. That's what I like about that. Even the smallest details they had. You can accept different contracts. You can order cars. They had the Hummer. You can literally drive a Hummer in the first Mercenaries. The only thing about Mercenaries, the first one, you wasn't able to swim. The second one, you was able to swim. That's what it was about Mercenaries 2. The second one, you was able to swim in the water. If you got in the water in the first one, you're gonna die automatically. You're gonna drown. I still play sometimes Mercenary 2, but I'm more games because story like GTA 4 or GTA stories. Yeah, the game got to have a good storyline to make the game interesting. Like people can make games and stories, but it has to be the story. What the heck? Stupid. How you gonna run past me? That was really stupid. All right, let's get out of here. Matter of fact, let me save this. Oh, I can't even save right now. You played the first Call of Duty Warzone. I can't. I don't. I can't really play Call. I think I played it before, but I don't really care for Call of Duty like that anymore. I don't really care for Call of Duty. I like Call of Duty back in the days. I feel like Call of Duty was more. I feel like they overdid it. They overdoing Call of Duty. I can't even look at Call of Duty the same anymore. Now you want to talk about the classics like World at War, when I had for the Xbox 360, which I did have for the Xbox 360. I've had World at War. It's one of my favorite Call of Duties. I've had Call of Duty Classic. That was a PS3 exclusive. Where you had to download from the PlayStation Store. For only people gonna remember that. They're like, oh, Call of Duty Classic. Like, yeah, it's for the PS3. That was an exclusive download. That was like a DLC. You was able to download. It was like a game you could download in the PlayStation Store. If I remember correctly, you played it. They even hacking, trespassing the map now in Call of Duty, the new ones now. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Call of Duty Warzone never played. Only Call of Duty Finest Hour, Call of Duty 3, 2. Yeah, the old Call of Duties was so much better. I stopped Modern Warfare, stopped caring for game. I like Finest Hour was more open world and story. Exactly, because the story, because Call of Duty originally had Call of Duty is what Medal of Honor was supposed to be. That's where they got it from. If you want to get technical, that's where they got it from. Call of Duty, they got it from Medal of Honor. Because Medal of Honor was the original Call of Duty before Call of Duty was even Call of Duty. That's where you had Medal of Honor. That game, I used to love playing Medal of Honor. That was the Call of Duty before Call of Duty was even thought of. World at War, World at War, Modern Warfare 2, another one I like, Modern Warfare 2, another favorite of mine. But now they're re-releasing these games. But I'll play the original Modern Warfare 2 for the Xbox 360. No, 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 no. Yeah, that, yeah. But I had it for the PS3, the original PS3. When I had the original model, the fat PS3, that's when I first had Modern Warfare 2. When I had the original PS3 model. Yeah, yeah. Warfare is used to play on that PS3. I had so much fun on that. Those were bangers chilling there with the clean one. Yeah, that's what. See, Call of Duty. I feel like Call of Duty peaked like in the early 2010s. That's where they peaked. If you want to get technical, they peaked in the late 2000s. Because remember, Call of Duty came out like what in the early 2000s on the PS2 era, and then that's when they started shifting more into the. Because remember, Medal of Honor was the army game to play. Call of Duty was just getting started. This is when Medal of Honor still was doing numbers. But this was the only army game, military game they had. They had a lot of military games. It's just that Medal of Honor. If they made a new Medal of Honor, I think they'll have Call of Duty have a run for its money. Because only real ones remember Medal of Honor. Best part, Modern Warfare was was molded online was mode in online version. Yeah, they had like a yeah, your campaign. I always enjoyed the campaign. Online is too much. I don't know for some reason I played online on Call of Duty, but I mostly watch people play it. You have people that camp, people that cheated. I'm more of a campaign guy. I'm a campaign guy when it comes to playing Call of Duty or playing like a yeah, your typical action adventure shooting games. Have you played any anime games? I played what Dragon Ball Z. The only Dragon Ball Z game I ever had, I'm gonna be real with you, is Budokai, the first Budokai game. Yeah, that's the only Dragon Ball game I've ever played was Budokai. I had it for the PS. This is when I first had a PlayStation 2. This is when I had my very first PlayStation 2. I had Dragon Ball Z Budokai. I think that's the only Dragon Ball Z game I ever had. And I didn't play it after that because I was stuck on one level where Vegeta turned into a monkey and stuff. Where you got to cut his tail, something like that. Once I got stuck on that mission, I never played it. I never played it again. I only play like one-on-one exhibition, and that was it. Story mode, that level was hard. When I was a kid, it was hard because I'm like, yo, what to do? I was so stuck on that level. Now, Dragon Ball Z Fighters, yeah, you had a couple of Dragon Ball games, but people like Naruto and all that. I was never like when I was a kid, if you was talking to me right now as like if you was talking to 10-year-old me, I probably would been like, yeah, Digimon, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh. Like I would have been saying all of this stuff right now. If you was talking to me as a 10-year-old, I'd probably be like, yeah, I'm into Digimon. I used to trade as a kid, I used to trade Yu-Gi-Oh cards, Pokemon cards in school. I used to do that. If I had a card that I wanted so bad, I would trade it with somebody. Like, yo, I'll trade you the Blue Eyes White Dragon for your Celtic Guardian. I think I did that with somebody one time. I traded my Yu-Gi-Oh card for somebody else's card. I'm like, yo, let me get your Celtic Guardian. Like, do you want the cards you wanted to trade? Because the ones that you wanted was so good and rare, you wanted to trade it. I used to trade Pokemon cards too. But if you was talking to me as a 10-year-old, I probably been on some, yeah, I'm into Digimon and I'm like, yeah, that was my thing. Now it's like, that was in a different time, a different era with me when I was a kid. I was playing video games like crazy too. Now, roots of fighting game is more balanced. You can't attack all the time. Make enemy defeat. Have big. Or have you seen the Yu-Gi-Oh series? Yeah, as a kid, when I was a kid, I did. I used to have my Yu-Gi-Oh cards while I'm watching it. There's some things I'd be forgetting as a kid. I'm like, oh, I was into like Digimon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, all that, Kirby. You know, it's just that when as you get older, it's like, I appreciate the memories I had as a kid. All right, guys. So look, my iPhone here is about to die of battery, so you already know the vibes. I'm gonna continue this live stream. I'm gonna continue the free for all PS4 gameplay. I'm gonna continue with a part three to the series. So don't go anywhere. For you guys that's talking to me in the chat, do not go anywhere. I'm going to come back on stream in like a in like give me a minute. I'm about to get back on stream. Let me end the stream right here so I can come back on stream and resume. Cause honestly, we having a good time. We having a good time. We chopping it up. We all talking. And I like this type of vibe. And that's how it should be in general, no matter where you are, where you at. All right, guys. So I'll be right back. Let me get my other device. All right. I'll catch you up with part three. Do not go anywhere. Stay tuned.